A very good morning to all the students. This is Veena teacher. Let us quickly recapitulate what we have seen in previous module. In the previous module, we saw landfill, sanitary landfill, as well as incinerator. We saw advantages and disadvantages of using an incinerator. In today's module, we are going to start with effluent and then we are going to move towards how to treat the effluent. Now, first let us discuss what is the meaning of the word effluent. Children, this is a very common sight. Near any industrial unit, you might have seen that from the industry a pipe comes out, and from the pipe you can see that some water, muddy water, and water which has lots of chemicals, and this water has a typical smell also. These waters are discharged from the industry. So, effluent is a liquid waste or sewage discharged into the river or a sea, and these effluents are usually given by the industries such as sewerage plants, paper industry, thermal power plant, sugar beet industries, etc. So this water, when it reaches the river or lakes or sea, or this may reach the groundwater also, it leads to massive pollution. So it is very important to treat this kind of effluents. Now the effluent is treated by a particular kind of plant. These plants are known as effluent treatment plants. Now here you can see that there are various steps in treating the effluent. This is the preliminary level, that is the first stage, screening stage, followed by the primary stage, then secondary stage, then tertiary stage. So after the tertiary state only, the effluent that is given out by the industry will be fit for some or the other kind of usage. Certainly this is not used for drinking purpose or cooking purpose, but this water after tertiary treatment can be used as water for the plants, for the fields, etc. Now let us very quickly see what are the various stages of effluent treatment plant. Now, first, as you can see, the screening means the water that is coming from this water is coming from the industries. This water and whatever is coming from the industry is put in one enclosure, in one container. So this particular container in which it is holding the sewage water is known as screening. After screening, this water is led into the first step, that is the primary treatment of effluent. Now here in the primary treatment, it consists of temporarily holding the sewage in the basin where heavy solids can settle to the bottom while oil, grease and lighter solids float to the surface. The settled and floating materials are removed and the remaining liquid may be discharged or subjected to secondary treatment. So as you can see here, whatever are the solid materials, these solid materials are removed, and whatever are the liquid materials which are floating, that liquid material is once again taken to the secondary level, and then here the treatment of the sewage takes place once again. Now here the next step is secondary treatment. Now what happens in secondary treatment is, here the dissolved and suspended biological matter is removed. So here you can see here a particular kind of a filter is present in which whatever are the suspended matter, those suspended matter is removed, and then the secondary treatment is typically performed by indigenous and waterborne microorganisms in a managed habitat. Secondary treatment may require a separation process to remove the microorganisms from the treated water prior to discharge or secondary treatment. So whatever microorganisms are present here, these microorganisms are going to act on the sewage and the water, and once again the degradation and decomposition is going to take place. So from here also, either the water can be discharged here if at all it is okay. Otherwise, if still the water is seem to be highly polluted, then it goes to the tertiary level. Now what happens in the tertiary treatment is, tertiary treatment is defined as anything more than primary and secondary treatment in order to allow rejection into the highly sensitive or fragile ecosystem. Treated water is sometimes disinfectant chemically or physically. before it is being discharged into the stream, river, bay, lagoon or wetland. And also this water can be used for irrigation of the golf field or maybe any park, etc. If it is sufficiently clean, it can be used to recharge the groundwater, as well as the water can be used for agricultural purpose. So children, always remember, whatever effluent is coming out of the plant of any industrial unit, it has to undergo these three stages before which the water can be reused. Directly the water which is coming from the effluent can never be used for any purpose. So here you can see whatever I explained, everything is written. You can just go through the text also. Primary, secondary and tertiary treatment. Now let us move to the next segment of our class. Now we're going to talk about biogas and biogas plant, how the biogas is manufactured using the biogas plant. Now here biogas typically refers to the mixture of different gases produced by the breakdown of organic matter in the absence of oxygen. Biogas can be produced from the raw materials such as agricultural waste, manure, municipal waste, plant material, sewage, green waste or food waste. Biogas is a renewable energy source and in many cases exerts a very small carbon footprint. So this is the reason why the biogas is most sort of the kind of gas that is being used in today's time. Now here you can see a picture. This picture tells us how a typical biogas plant looks. So here you can see that this is present below the ground level. So here is your ground and this plant is situated below the ground level. You're having a very big enclosure. In the enclosure the raw materials are kept, and we will see the steps once again, and then from here whatever gas is produced, this gas is collected and then the gas is used as a biogas. Now let us very quickly see to the steps of biogas production. The first step is the organic input material such as foodstuffs, remnants, fats, sludge, etc. It is used as the substrate for the biogas. Now here these are usually taken, the materials are usually taken and these materials are put here inside the container, and then it has to fill up to certain capacity. So all the waste materials, agricultural waste, manure, cow dung, all these kinds of materials are here, put here, and this step is known as organic input materials, which are put in the biogas plant. In the second step, in the fermenter, that is once you keep the materials here, there are some microorganisms which are present in the materials. These microorganisms start degrading the organic matter, and a fermenter kind of ecosystem is created here, and the temperature is increased to 38 to 40 degrees centigrade, and lots of reactions keep on taking place here in this particular fermenter. Now after some time, due to the reactions, methane gas is produced. So here these particular gas, that is methane gas, that is produced, it is captured in this particular container. The gas is collected in that particular container, and then the gas is used for supply. It can be used, it can be given to the power grid, so that this gas can be directly given to the households, etc. And whatever organic matter is present here after the microorganisms do their reactions, this residue is used as a fertilizer. So this organic matter, after it gives out the methane gas, whatever is left out is a very good fertilizer. So this is scraped out and this is used as a manure, and this can be given to the fields. And whatever gas is collected, this gas is used and it is supplied as the biogas to the households, etc. Now let us see to the advantages of biogas. The first advantage is it is renewable source of energy. So here the whatever this biogas that is produced, this is produced from the waste materials. So you can keep on generating the biogas. So this comes under the category of renewable source of energy. Second thing is it reduces the landfills. In earlier modules, we have seen that whatever waste materials are generated or produced, these waste materials are dumped in a place outside the city premises, and this place we call it as a landfill. So when you use those waste materials for the production of biogas, so what we are doing is we are reducing the landfills. Next is it is a cheaper technology. So once you have this biogas that is in place, that is the plant is erected and the plant is start functioning, it is a rather cheaper technology than any other energy generation mechanism. Next is job creation. So work opportunity can be created to the people in the rural areas especially, so that the people can use this method by which they can generate some amount of money by the job that is created by functioning of this biogas plant. Little capital investment. So the biogas plant does not require huge investment. With a few lakhs of investment, once you just construct this particular biogas plant, then for few years this can be used with little maintenance. Next is it reduces the greenhouse gases. So whatever gases that are produced, these are natural gases, that is the methane gas, etc. And these gases moreover we are using for the energy purpose. So that's why the production of the greenhouse gases is greatly reduced by using this particular biogas. Now let us see to few disadvantages. The disadvantages are the process is not very attractive economically compared to the large industrial scale. So here children, even though yes, certainly with little capital investment this plant can be constructed, set up in the rural areas, but still the amount of gas that is generated is not so huge. So in the long run this may not be economically viable or feasible. Secondly, it is very difficult to enhance the efficiency of biogas systems. So, whatever biogas we get, this biogas, how efficient this is for our household usage purpose cannot be said certainly. Next is the biogas contains some gaseous impurities which are corrosive to the metal parts of the internal combustion engines. So this biogas, whatever we are getting, this gas should be once again treated to remove the impurities, so that may add up to the expenses. And lastly, not feasible to locate in all the locations. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of biogas plant. Children, in your ICSE question paper, you may ask to write the working of biogas plant, and you may be asked to write the advantages and disadvantages of the biogas plant. So you should be ready with the answer. Please understand this carefully. So in today's module, what we have seen is effluent treatment plant as well as biogas plant. We have seen advantages and disadvantages of biogas plant as well. Thank you children. Stay home, stay safe. God bless you all.